Good evening. Tonight I would like to speak to you about Chapter 10, Recapturing the Intellectual Life in the Church. One of the things that caught me right away that Moreland writes is, how is it possible for a person to be an active member of an evangelical church for 20 or 30 years and still know next to nothing about the history and theology of the Christian religion, the methods and tools required for serious Bible study? I don't feel this is fully true for all believers. The church I come from at Briar Lake Baptist, we actually take time and teach those that we have in our life groups, our small groups, through the pastor's sermons. There are so many different ways that an individual connects and can get active and find the knowledge and wisdom that I am going to school for and that the pastor himself has. I do agree when Moreland says that he has become convinced that we evangelicals neither value nor have a strategy for developing every member of our congregation to one degree or another as a Christian thinker. Here I do believe that the churches don't always have all the answers, as much as we would like to think that they do. It also falls on the individual members themselves. Where are they on their walk? What is their maturity level? Are they willing to make this commitment themselves? We can speak to them, preach to them, but it's going to fall on deaf ears if they're not willing and ready to do it themselves. The section that he has on refurbishing the local church, he starts off with no senior pastors. This section I would have to disagree with. Why go through seminary, theology, if we're not going to be there to help lead? I believe there should be a lead pastor, somebody that can counsel and lead the congregation. I don't believe that all associate pastors have to be a seminary student to be an associate pastor, but I do feel that the church needs a head, and that person should have the backing to help a congregation. His second remark on what the pastoral staff and elders should be doing, I agree with this section, that the staff, deacons, elders, teachers should be doing everything in their power to help their students, fellow classmates, members of the church, and growing in their faith and understanding what the book is telling them. I know it hasn't been easy for me in the past at some of the churches I've gone to, but as I have gone through seminary, I have picked up a better understanding and knowledge of what the Word is telling me and teaching me. And through that, I am passing it on to those that I minister to in my small group and life groups, so that they have a better understanding of what the Word says. His third remark, the distinction between forms and functions, I do agree with him on this. That functions should be constantly evaluated and kept or replaced in light of their effectiveness. I know it's always hard to teach an old dog a new trick, and not all congregation members are going to take to having something changed up that they've grown up with and they have known all their life. It's not easy for a lot of them. But if it does help the church to grow, to bring in new life, bring in new members, then the church should focus on that. Focus on the families. Focus on the children. These older generations have taken care of the church for a long time, but they're not going to be there forever. And there has to be a new group to come in and be able to help lead the church in the right direction. I see too many churches in my travels that have for sale signs, or they've been closed down because the congregations have died off, or they just haven't had the members to keep the doors open and they've gone bankrupt. Each organization, if it's Methodist, Presbyterian, Baptist, everyone should be looking at, okay, why is this trend happening? Do we need to replace a pastor? Do we need to bring somebody in younger? What is it that we can do to help this church grow and to keep it going on and on? I wish I had the answers for all of it. And I just pray that through these organizations, each one in turn can take a look and see what it is that's causing their effects and what they can do to better it. Thank you for your time.